Good evening, everyone. My name is Jakyla Garrett, and today's topic is on obesity in Mississippi. What is obesity? Obesity is when there is an excessive amount of fat throughout the body, which can lead to health problems or risks. Last updated in September 2020, obesity rates exceeded 35% in 12 states, with the state of Mississippi being the first one with the percentage of 40.8%. What causes obesity? Obesity could be caused by depression, it could be hereditary, it could be caused by excessive eating and eating after a certain amount of hours of the night. Why is obesity a bad thing? Obesity is a bad thing because it could lead to death. It could lead to a person having several problems mentally and physically, and it could lead to heart diseases, high blood pressure. It could lead to a person being a diabetic. The BMI, which stands for body mass index, indicates that if your body mass is 18.5, then you are considered overweight. If you have a body mass of 18.5 through 24.9, you're at a normal and average size. 25.0 through 29.9, you will be considered overweight no matter your height or your age. And with 30.0 and above being considered obese. Watching what you eat. To prevent being obese or becoming obese, you have to not only watch what you eat, but how fast you eat and the certain type of amount of food that you eat. Side effects of being obese. Side effects of being obese include high blood pressure, diabetes, and it can also be fatal. How to prevent being obese? To prevent being obese, it's best to exercise daily or as often as you can, and eating healthy and eating small amounts of foods. Suggested foods to prevent obesity. Suggested foods to prevent obesity will be whole grains, plant oils, nuts, seeds and beans, and vegetables. Preferably the colored kinds such as corn or bell peppers and tomatoes and things of such. Any questions? Any questions? Shaleria?
Okay. So as you were saying about the foods that we should eat to prevent from being obese, can you say that can't you overeat those healthy foods?
Yeah, that's why it go back to saying no matter what type of food you eat, even if it's something healthy, you can still overeat until becoming obese.
Okay.
Next question, the next.
As far as the BMI, is that a percentage or just an exact number? I'm talking about like 18.5. Is that a percentage or what?
It's a percentage of what your body mass will be.
Okay, it's a percentage, right? Okay.
Kiki, next question.
Hey, do you have a question?
As far as these numbers and accuracy or whatever, what is the latest update with this? This was in
September 2020. Or September. Joyce, a question?
And at what age, being obese, at what age would you say it'll play a role on what? Teenager or?
It's not a certain age. You can start young. You can start real young. And it depends on what the parent feeds the child, how often the parent feeds the child, and how much of the child gets fed.
Right. So do you think that the fast food plays a role in obesity in Mississippi?
Yes, because it's a variety amount of fast food chains, but they do have the choice of having healthy foods or getting fast food.
So as an infant, let's say when you saying a parent it starts when they're young, right?
Mhm.
So do you think children should be put on a feeding schedule?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. A child gonna be a child. Child gonna want candy, but it's not about the child eating candy. It's about how much of it the child eats and whether if that's all the child eats. Like if you feed your child candy and fat food all day, or are you being consistent in feeding your child this and then giving him or her something healthy and then
Well, then you said about certain food. I mean, you can eat a lot of food. You can eat like canned food, which you buy from the grocery store. But at the same time, you think it is being healthy, so the green beans. But if you think about it, you have to look at what it's cooked in, the water and the oil. So which one would you be
The
thinking?
saturated fat.
Yeah.
Fresh.
No.
it's better to have your vegetables fresh,
Fresh.
or
Because the oven is
or
processed.
Cause
from
you
a
know what
farm
you
or something
cooking
like
in, if it's
that.
fresh.
Mhm.
You know what you adding in.
And sometimes it's not always good to just you can overeat healthy food,
Yeah.
and it
Right.
can become fat. It can
Right.
become fat.
Okay, a lot of people call it people that's going through something, they call it comfort food. So in other words, to help on obesity, what would you call it? What would you, if somebody's going through something mentally or whatever and they resort to food, so other than using food, what you think they would do?
Other than resorting
To
to food, what do I think they should do?
Uh-huh.
I think they should
Like
have
exercise
therapy,
or-
talk to somebody, exercise, or like do something other than eat, because it could affect you physically, and it could affect you more mentally.
Oh, so it can affect you mentally. Okay.
Any more questions? Thank you guys for attending my speech.